Hello. Decided to talk this morning. Not much happening here. Been talking with neighbors and friends and, you know, about how things are going with them. I kind of keep thinking to myself what they said. Um, no, I mean, I'm a little bit better off than I was, say, like maybe a month ago. Things calming down a little bit. Um, got a little bit of money in the bank. Got some money. Got my money. Saving back a little bit here. You know, things like cigars, cigarettes, stuff like that. Got coffee, that can be a good thing. I got a little bit of pipe tobacco. I'm not going to smoke a pipe or cigarette now. Maybe just relax. Have a cup of coffee. Mainly explain how I get myself into certain situations, which I've explained on YouTube, so there's really no need to go into it on this video. Many videos I try to explain that how I learn things and pick up on things. I figure even though I'm not in school, it's still good to learn things like math. I did take a little bit of algebra trig when I was in school. I'm learning a little bit of calculus. It's kind of different. It's different equations. Not really getting the right answers that I like to get, but I'm learning more about how things operate. Maybe it's not all that I think it is, or what I may assume things to be. Usually some results that seem like pretty easy math equations, a lot of people are getting them wrong. There was so much in algebra trig that I couldn't understand, but when I think back about what I did take, and the grades I got weren't really any good. I mean, C's and D's thrown for that, when I could have actually learned, studied, and put time into that. Of course, in one other video I said I just didn't feel like putting all the time into studying that. I took biology, but I never took chemistry. I like biology. We had a biology class where we dissected earthworms, frogs, or even snails and stuff. We would cut them open and see what they look like. I guess cut them open and see what they look like. But no, I like biology. I got halfway decent grades in biology. I probably settled for B's and C's when I could have got better grades. I really like biology. I took a little bit of anatomy when I was in high school about the body. I took a little bit about how different chemicals, different things affect, the brain, the heart, all that in a human. I learned that maybe there's a difference between mental health and actual physical health. I don't really know how to explain my mental health problems to anyone, really. I'm just not really too happy of a person. Um, Maybe things were different when my mom and my stepdad were alive and when I was married, and it's just, I don't know. After my ex-wife divorced me, I just wasn't as happy as I was. And then losing my mom and then losing my stepdad, I just really, really affected me quite a bit. And dealing with family members that either I pushed them out of my life or I don't know what happened. We just don't talk much anymore or do much. I used to call my half brother on the phone, talk a little bit. He tried to help me out, and he said that I was treating him and his wife like shit, but maybe that's my fault. Maybe sometimes I have to take the blame for things I have done, but I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm just going to let go and try to forgive myself for some of the stuff that I did do. There's not really much I can do about my family. I mean, I care about my family, but apparently they don't care much about me. It seems that way anyhow. I tried to help people out, like I mentioned before, and I can't really help too many people out that really don't want to help themselves. I'm learning that day by day. Maybe it'd be best just forget about it and let these people go and let them try to help themselves and just think, the only one that I really should be worried about is myself. Make sure I have a place to live, food to eat, and, place to live, food to eat, and clothing, and taking care of myself. Maybe that should be my primary goal. I guess when it comes down to it, in relationships, with friends or, with wives or family, I guess it's better not really have to build up walls that, even though some people do, I guess it's better just to have your needs met and just know your limitations and build boundaries, healthy boundaries, that, you're not going to let these people, friends, family, whatever, kind of come into your life and take over your space or just take over and walk all over you. On so many videos I saw, I've let these people do that. Sometimes it's people I don't even know. But I'm learning maybe better to set up boundaries and just kind of take care of myself a little bit better. Um, eat regularly, have clean clothes, clean up a little bit, shave, whatever I need to do to make myself feel better about life, Even though I am depressed, I don't think I'd ever change the way I feel about things. I know some videos I talked that when I was younger, they said I had schizophrenia. So part of that schizoaffective, I don't know what they call me, bipolar. It was depression, now it's bipolar, and they keep changing it all the time, so I'm just not a happy person, so I guess I like to say I'm more depression than actual bipolar. I just go day by day and try to live my life the best I can. Try to talk to people and listen to what they have to say. I guess things are different. And, maybe I'm not too smart when it comes to things. Book learning is different than actual sitting down, listening to a person, understanding where they're coming from. But sometimes it's better just not to get involved. It's better just to keep to yourself and just understand you can't really do anything for that person. You can, help them by just listening and not really saying much. And maybe that's what I need to do, is just learn to keep things to myself. There's one thing I've always heard, that rumors and gossip is the devil's telephone. Once something started, it gets out of hand, and you really don't want to trash a person or even say much about that, because it's going to get back to that person, regardless of who or where it came from. It's karma. And maybe I deserve what I got. All I know is I'm still living here. I thought for a while that I wasn't going to be able to renew my lease. Situations got out of hand this month, but maybe I'll find the balance and things will work themselves out. I don't know if it'll get any better, but it could be a lot worse than what it is. I guess I should be glad that I have coffee and pipe tobacco for about this month. Anyways, it's always good to have a little bit of money to get those things and do without. Do without. I've done that before too. Well, to make a long story short, I'm gonna get off here, and